The movie begins with what initially seems to be a typical father-daughter relationship, but it soon becomes clear that it's anything but ordinary. Anna, the central character, is no regular human being. She's actually a wildling, a human species with wilderness instinct. The man she affectionately refers to as daddy is not her biological dad, and instead he's a complex figure who was once part of a group responsible for exterminating Anna's unique species. Yet, unlike the others, he found himself unable to kill a child and chose to spare her life instead. And become her daddy too, yeah. And hence then, Daddy keeps Anna confined in his house, taking extreme measures to ensure that she doesn't escape. The only connection that she has to the outside world is a single window. To relieve her loneliness, Daddy gifts Anna a hamster for her birthday, offering her some sense of companionship in her isolated life. As the years go by, he educates her, teaching her how to read amongst other things. However, when Anna's hamster dies, it triggers a series of unsettling events for her, as haunting nightmares begin to plague her sleep, and she sees wildlings lurking in the forest, staring back at her. Things take a turn when Anna reaches puberty, and Daddy discovers evidence of her menstruation, and he becomes increasingly alarmed. Feeling the need to control this new development, he administers a drug called lupulide to suppress her hormone production. While he claims that he's treating a supposed illness, his real motive is far more sinister. By inhibiting her growth and the natural process, he aims to prevent her from ever giving birth and continuing the lineage of her unique species. The story progresses to show Anna as an adult, but she's in extreme pain due to the side effects of the medicine that Daddy has been giving her. So agonized that she can't bear it anymore, Anna pleads with her father to end her life. Unable to go through with it, Daddy instead turns the gun on himself and fires, attempting to punish himself for his deeds. Soon after, Anna wakes up bewildered in a hospital, surrounded by people that she doesn't recognize. In a panic, she escapes the hospital, while a nurse chases after her, and she makes it to the hospital's roof but then passes out, and when she regains consciousness, she finds herself strapped to a hospital bed. Sheriff Ellen approaches her, attempting to soothe her nerves while also trying to find out who this girl is. Ellen later tells Anna that Daddy is still alive after failing to successfully kill himself, but she goes on to add that he's in critical condition. With her health stabilized, the doctors decide to release Anna into Sheriff Ellen's temporary custody. Ellen brings Anna home to live with her and her brother Ray, helping her settle into a new environment. And for the first time in her life, Anna starts to feel a sense of happiness and begins adapting to her new circumstances. She and Ray grow close as friends, and when Ray discovers that Anna thinks babies grow from berry bushes, he explains the actual process of reproduction to her. Around this time, Anna begins to exhibit extraordinary abilities like super sensitive hearing. She also starts having visions of wildlings in a forest illuminated by the northern lights. Anna's adjustment to normal life takes a detour when she goes looking for Ray and finds him being harassed by a group of bullies. As they start to beat him up, Anna jumps in and quickly puts an end to the situation, knocking the boys down with a surprising show of strength. On another day, Anna's deeply rooted instincts resurface when she spots a deer while walking home. Compelled by a sudden urge to hunt, she gives chase. However, she's unexpectedly halted by a hunter known as Wolfman. He intervenes just in time to save her from a deadly trap hidden in the woods. Shaken by the experience, Anna's curiosity about the wild and her own mysterious origins grows even more. Later, Ellen shares some unsettling news with Anna, as the DNA test results have revealed that the man that she's always known as Daddy is not actually her biological father. This means that Anna won't be able to stay with Ellen and Ray for much longer. Despite the uncertainty about her future, Ray decides to introduce Anna to a more typical teenage experience by taking her to a party. At the party, a romantic moment unfolds between Anna and Ray. However, when they start to kiss, something shocking happens. Anna's mouth starts to bleed uncontrollably, and terrified, she rushes to the bathroom, where she finds her teeth falling out and even more blood pouring from her mouth. Panicked and frightened by these alarming changes in her body, Anna makes a quick escape through the bathroom window and flees into the woods. But she wasn't alone, and she was followed by one of the bullies who had earlier targeted Ray. The bully tries to attack her and makes an attempt to assault her sexually, but this horrifying act triggers Anna's dormant wildling instinct, and in a swift and deadly move, Anna uses her newly sharpened teeth to rip out the bully's throat, killing him instantly. The event marks a terrifying but significant milestone. Anna's transformation into a wildling is nearing its completion. Rattled and bewildered by the recent turn of events, Anna leaves the scene as quickly as she can and seeks refuge in the only place that she once considered safe, her old home. The next morning comes and Anna cleans the blood from her skin before deciding to venture back into town. It doesn't take long for Ellen to find her, and with concern written all over her face, Ellen spots Anna walking by herself on the streets and immediately takes her back to her home. Once inside, Ellen can't contain her worry any longer, and she presses Anna for details about what happened at the party and why she failed to come home afterwards. However, Anna chooses to remain silent, and this silence angers Ellen, but Ray steps in just in time, soothing the tension and offering Anna some much-needed comfort. When Ray gets closer to look at Anna, he notices something alarming. Many of her teeth are actually missing. Realizing that something serious is going on, he rushes off to get Ellen's help, but Anna, now afraid of Ellen as well, decides that she has no choice but to flee. She climbs out through the window and makes her way back into the woods, and in the wilderness, Anna encounters Wolfman once again. This time, he shares with her the tragic history of her kind, explaining that wildlings were hunted and wiped out by human hunters many years ago. Taking her deeper into the woods, he leads her to a hidden cave, and inside, Anna comes face to face with a heartbreaking discovery: the skull of her own mother, marked by a bullet hole. As she gazes at the skull, a wave of suppressed memories flood back into her consciousness. In a series of vivid flashbacks, Anna recalls the gruesome truth: wildlings like her were hunted to near extinction by human hunters, and the man she grew up believing was her father was one of those killers. He had taken the life of her mother, but for some reason couldn't bring himself to kill Anna. Instead, he chose to hide her away, raising her in the seclusion of his house. Realizing the truth, Anna was overcome with a thirst for revenge, and she heads back to the hospital with the intent of confronting her so-called daddy. But when the moment came, she found that she couldn't bring herself to end his life, and instead, her instincts guide her back to Ellen's home, where she thought she'd found a feeling of family and belonging. Arriving at Ellen's, Anna rushes into her arms, seeking comfort. But to her shock, Ellen handcuffs her, and it turns out that the police have found many evidence next to the dead body in the woods, evidence that points directly to Anna. Ellen leads her to a cell, locking her inside, and shortly after, her daddy comes to visit her there. With a remorseful yet menacing look, he tells Anna that sparing her life was his biggest regret, and to fix his so-called mistake, he presents Anna with a lethal injection, but Anna resists him. Armed with the truth she recently discovered about her past, she refuses to comply. The next morning, Ellen comes to check up on Anna, and seizing a momentary setback in Ellen's attention, Anna manages to escape from the cell, turning the tables by locking Ellen inside. With Ray's help, she steals a vehicle and drives deep into the safety of the woods, and upon understanding that Anna is indeed a wildling, Ray makes the decision to stay with her, vowing to protect her. Their relationship deepens, and they finally become intimate, marking a new chapter in their complicated lives. However, their newfound peace is short-lived, and the next morning, they find themselves ambushed by a group of hunters armed with dogs. And a heart-pounding chase ensues. Ray and Anna try to elude capture by hiding in a grassy field, but tragedy strikes as Ray gets shot in the arm. Realizing the only way to keep him safe is to draw the hunters away, both of them leap into the river to put distance between them and their pursuers. Anna comes to the painful conclusion that as long as Ray is with her, he'll be in mortal danger. She makes the gut-wrenching decision to leave him and take on the hunters by herself, and as days turn into weeks, Anna fully transforms into a wildling. Her senses are heightened, and she learns how to hunt and survive, becoming one with the forest that shelters her. Back in the human world, the hunters are gearing up for another attempt to kill Anna, the last of the wildlings. But Ray, now back in town, uncovers their malevolent plan and informs Ellen. When the hunters finally make their move, they find Anna to be a formidable opponent. She uses her heightened senses and wildling abilities to take down each and every hunter one by one, reclaiming the wilderness as her true home. As Ellen begins her search for Anna in the woods, a hunter spots her and takes aim, intending on ending her life. But just in the nick of time, Anna bursts onto the scene and eliminates the hunter, saving Ellen. But in a sudden turn of events, Ellen points her gun on Anna, ready to pull the trigger. On the last second, Ellen notes that Anna is pregnant, and she decides to let her go. Determined to eliminate Anna once and for all, the hunters devise a ruthless plan, and they set the forest on fire. Smoke hugs the trees, boxing Anna into a desperate situation. She starts to suffocate from the thick, choking air, but narrowly manages to escape into a cave. This is no ordinary refuge, and it's the same cave where her mom was killed. Just when Anna thinks that she might be safe, she feels the sting of a sedative dart, and she turns to see a man that she once called Daddy holding the sedative gun. As she quickly loses consciousness, he takes a knife to her womb, intending to perform a makeshift C-section and kill her unborn child. However, Anna fights through the effect of the drug. Using all her remaining strength, she grabs a nearby torch and lashes out at him, managing to escape his clutches. Anna then attacks him, unleashing her wildling instincts, and she rips out his throat with her sharp teeth. She's finally killed the man who posed as her father, saving both herself and her unborn child before collapsing from exhaustion. Miraculously, Wolfman comes to her rescue, carefully stitching up her wound and ensuring the survival of her child. The following morning, a rainstorm douses the forest fire, allowing nature to catch its breath. Ellen and Ray venture back into the woods, desperately searching for any signs of Anna. They spot her in the distance, watching them intently before blending back into the wilderness that she now calls home. As the movie reaches its emotional climax, we see Anna journeying toward the northern lights with her newborn baby in her arms, and the sound of wildlings echoes in the distance, hinting at the possibility that she may have found remnants of her kind, offering a glimmer of hope for a brighter future to our very brave protagonist. If you want to watch more creepy horror movie recaps, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. We'll see you next time. Bye.